Hi everyone, welcome back. Set in the frozen nightmare of the 1939 Winter War, this film follows a Finnish infantry regiment from Southern Ostrobothnia as they are sent to the Karelian Isthmus to face the overwhelming force of the Soviet invasion. Instead of building larger-than-life heroes, this movie stays grounded in the perspective of ordinary reservists from the town of Kauhava, farmers and workers suddenly transformed into soldiers. Humanity's favorite hobby, taking civilians with unfinished lives and throwing them into artillery fire because politicians failed at diplomacy. What makes this film stand out is its brutal commitment to realism. The soldiers are not fearless warriors charging into glory. They are exhausted men freezing in trenches, struggling to understand how survival itself has become a daily objective. Fear spreads slowly through the platoon, through silence, confusion, and the constant sound of incoming Soviet artillery. Historically, this film is deeply connected to the real events of the Winter War, which began when the Soviet Union invaded Finland on November 30th, 1939. The Karelian Isthmus became one of the most critical fronts of the conflict, where Finnish forces faced impossible odds against a vastly larger Red Army. Many Finnish units were made up of reservists exactly like the men shown in this movie. These were not career soldiers. They were citizens defending their homeland during one of the coldest winters in recorded history. This film captures the tactics and atmosphere of the Winter War with remarkable accuracy. Finnish troops often relied on mobility, camouflage, and intimate knowledge of the terrain to resist Soviet advances. The forests, snow-covered trenches, and constant artillery bombardment shown in this movie reflect real battlefield conditions documented by veterans and historians alike. The film also avoids turning the conflict into simplistic propaganda. Soviet soldiers are rarely portrayed as monsters. Instead, the war itself becomes the enemy, an endless machine consuming young men from both sides. The battle scenes remain disturbingly effective, even decades after the film's release. There's no polished heroism here. Explosions arrive without warning. Attacks feel chaotic and confusing rather than cinematic. The realism comes from restraint. This film understands that war is not clean choreography. What gives this movie lasting historical value is its focus on collective endurance rather than individual glory. The platoon represents thousands of Finnish reservists who fought desperately to slow the Soviet advance despite staggering disadvantages in manpower and equipment. Finland ultimately lost territory after the Moscow Peace Treaty in 1940, but the fierce resistance during the Winter War shocked the world and heavily damaged Soviet military prestige. This film leaves behind neither triumph nor patriotic celebration. It is more a memorial to ordinary people trapped inside history's cruelty, a reminder that wars are often remembered through maps and treaties, while the people inside them remember snow, fear, and the sound of artillery.